Welcome back to Global Business Report on Arise News. We got more breaking news. It's not Elon Musk this time. This is Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari is meeting with the ministers seeking elective offices in 2023. The meeting is in line with the president's directive for all political appointees contesting for various elective positions to resign their appointments on or before Monday, May the 16th. Ministers who are at the meeting are the Minister of State for Mines and Steel, Uche Oga, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Temipre Silva, the Minister of Labor and Employment, Chris Ngige, Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon. Others are Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Apabio, Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Ogbonnaya Onu, Minister of State for Niger Delta Affairs, Tayo Olasadora. The meeting with the president. All right, tech now. Shares of Africa's e-commerce giant Jumia fell about double digits as part of the investors fleeing tech stocks amid the market sell-off that has engulfed U.S. stocks. Jumia's market rout has seen its share price crash by 60% year to date. And there's also been news that the rumors of it being taken over by Xenox Technologies have fed into that as well. Disney Plus releasing its Q2 earnings report, including an update on details about its host of streaming services. Disney Plus, in the first 3 months of the year, the streamer added 7.9 million subscribers to bring its global total to 137.7 million. The numbers include 44.4 million domestic subscriptions, up by 1.5 million from the quarter and 7.1 million year on year. Africa payments company Interswitch has secured, reportedly, they haven't confirmed this, $110 million joint investment from Leapfrog Investments and Tana Africa Capital to scale its digital payment services. There's a tweet from Interswitch. It's a new day, start of an exciting chapter as Leapfrog Investments and Tana Africa join forces with Interswitch as we forge ahead to actualize our vision of a prosperous Africa driven by seamless exchange of value and commerce while driving, let's take a look at the second tweet here, driving transformational social and economic impact every step of the way. Fisayo Durojaiye joins us now. Fisayo, of course, Head of Strategic Finance at FinAccess. Fisayo, no official confirmation. You're very welcome. Good morning to you.
Thanks for having me.
What do you make of this announcement with Interswitch starting there?
Well, I thought the Twitter, it's an official Twitter handle, right?
But they didn't give us the money. They didn't tell us the amount. Although it's reportedly 110
they confirmed
million.
the investment.
Yes.
Right. So it's a confirmation of investment, but again, the amount is not clear. How much was invested was not clear. But one thing we were able to pick out was the fact that it was a combination of both investment into Switch and also a buyout of some of the stakes of existing investors, particularly Ilios and
one other investor. So anyway, Visa is still a majority holder in there, right?
Well,
and one of the
Visa owns 20% as the last check because it was 3 years ago when they invested $200 million.
Which took them to $1 billion valuation.
$1 billion valuation then, right? So that was 20% confirmation. But I don't know at what valuation this deal is done or what price. So a lot of details is still sketchy, so we don't have much details about that. Okay, so I was going to ask you about the valuation. Interswitch did say they were going to dually list on the Nigerian Stock Exchange and London Stock Exchange. It's been held, shelved since that time. I think the first time I heard about Interswitch deal was when I was in investment banking. That was over 7 years ago. Some years ago. Right. I remember doing a pitch to Interswitch, like let's do dual listing in London, and it was a long time ago. So this IPO has been probably one of the anticipated IPO for a very long time. And of course, something always happens. The Naira always takes a hit consistently. Right. I remember when this IPO offer became more loud just before after the investment from Visa. It was meant to invest to list then, but somehow the Naira had moved from about 300 Naira to $1 then to over 600 Naira to $1 today, right? Well, on the parallel market, 590 something, but yes, around that range. $600 to $600 to $1. So that will affect the valuation. So it means that if Interswitch was valued at say 1 billion Naira before, $1 billion before, right? Now that Naira has gone halfway down, 50% down. So they might be valued at $500 million. So again, that is a lot. So it means that you have to build a company that is number one, outgrowing the Naira devaluation, which is at a very fast pace, outgrowing competitors. You have to be growing revenues on a dollar basis, which is a difficult ask for a mature company. This company is about 20 years old. Right? You can't expect, I mean, maybe Naira is going down 20% year on year, or much more than maybe 30% year on year. So it means that the company has to grow. If the company grows 30% year on year in Naira,
you have to match that.
It means that that's on Naira revenue. It means that that's keeping yourself at the same spot as the dollar revenue. So you have to grow much more than that. Say 60%, 100% year on year to be able to beat the Naira devaluation. That is a tall order. That's a tall ask. For any company, not just Interswitch.
What do you make of the rumors of Xenox Technologies approaching, mulling buying out Jumia? While we're talking of companies with a tall ask.
I remember Jumia listed at $1.5 billion type valuation when it was listed. Yep. Today, as the last time I checked, it was about less than $500 million in valuation.
Wow.
I mean, this is in line with all global indices, right?
Yeah.
Almost every tech stock or every stock globally is experiencing some form of sell-off, irrespective of wherever you are. So Xenox, and again, one can also look, when I looked at the account statement the last time, in 2020, they ended the year in a cash position of about $350.
That's Jumia, right?
Jumia, yeah. $350 million in cash position according to the balance sheet. As of last year, December, they ended the year with just about $110 million in cash position. So it means that they spent over $200 million. They burned through $250 million in a year. So if that trend is to continue this year, it means that they need at least another additional $150 million to be able to burn through to remain in operations. That is practically not coming from anyone, right? So it means that two things happen. Jumia would have to probably grow revenue significantly so that it can have enough cash on revenue to be able to match its operating expenses or raise additional capital. Or the third option is that to cut operating expenses. If any of these three don't happen, then it means that they are, going for an eventual demise, right? And at that point, Xenox can maybe just pick it up for scrap, as the case might be. But
so that makes them vulnerable to this rumored takeover.
Make them vulnerable to a rumored takeover. But again, do I think that Xenox asks $100 million, $400 million to buy?
It's all up in the air there.
It's all up in the air, I guess.
Streaming, Disney Plus, 137 million plus subscribers now. Netflix is about 222. Can Disney Plus catch Netflix subscribers?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I'll say no. Again, except of course maybe Netflix decides to just do something very stupid.
Well, they lost a lot of subscribers this quarter.
It's a mature company. It's the biggest company, so it means that people. You can't divorce, or you can't divorce the economic realities from what is happening in businesses. So it means that people don't have enough money. And I forgot to add, when I'm talking about the sell-offs,
the tech sell-offs?
The tech sell-offs,
yeah.
All of this. I remember, back in the days when President Trump was president. I just have to drop this in there. I have to drop this, right? We anticipated this to happen, but somehow it was resilient. Even during COVID, this kind of sell-off we've not experienced in a long time, right? So I'm wondering, what the current U.S. president is doing.
Well, as they say, it's inflation. Inflation is affecting valuation of tech firms.
Oh,
now.
Really?
That's what they're saying.
70% down in less than 2 months. Really? And of course, he blames every other person outside of himself for the inflation. But again, let's back that and focus on what we're doing. But I just have to mention that this is terrible decision that U.S. people have made to vote in this guy. Anyways, so focusing on
Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
It's still largely a U.S. company, to a largest or developed market company, as the case might be, right? Interswitch. Netflix on the other is a global company.
Yeah.
Netflix is available in Nigeria, across many African countries, right? So again, if you're losing consumers in emerging markets, generally it will affect your general loss of consumers. But again, it is also maybe from economic realities of people that's doing that. There's still a distance of about 100 million people.
Yeah.
That is not a small feat.
That's the gap between Netflix and Disney Plus.
Disney,
right.
100 million people. That's not something you can just get in 2 years or in 5 years. It's a lot. It takes a lot of time. You have to build a global business to have that kind of reach. It's really for entertainment content. It's not like it is hair that you have to breathe, that can acquire, or a communication tool that has 1 billion users, all of that kind of thing. It is entertainment. It's a nice to have, right? So I think it's going to be a tall order for me to think that Disney Junior or Disney.
Hey, Disney Junior.
Disney could. I mean, because all I see with Disney is Junior. Right.
Right.
As the case might be.
Fisayo Durojaiye, Head of Strategic Finance, FinAccess. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Me.